Have you guys heard the latest conspiracy theory? Jake Tapper, take it away.
Welcome to CNN Tonight.
Oh my God.
I'm Jake Tapper in Washington.
Are you?
Tonight, outrage, horror, and a scramble for answers.
7 minutes?
Broke into the home of
7 minutes? I might be dead by then. Absolutely not. Look, here's the gist. Okay. Nancy Pelosi's husband, her ancient husband, was attacked in their San Francisco home. The attacker, your boy, David DePape, still don't know, burst into their house, screamed, "Where's Pelosi?" Ended up hitting him on the head with the hammer. You know, fantastic stuff there. So what is the conspiracy theory? Yeah, DePoopy, right. So basically, now I predicted this, didn't I? As soon as this attack on Pelosi's husband happened, what did I say? The right would not take it seriously and they would implicitly condone it. Did I not say that? So a huge number of conservatives have taken to social media, making fun of this, making light of it, not taking it seriously. I believe, if I recall correctly, I believe Charlie Kirk has encouraged his... Oh, yes, there we go. Charlie Kirk tells audience to post bail for Paul Pelosi attacker. Literally, like, let's like facilitate the further assassination of public officials. Second in line to the presidency. If the president and VP die, Pelosi's up next, you know, full on like reign of terror before the Nazis take over, so on and so forth. Like, they want you dead, blah, blah. This is their strategy. They know it. And, you know, some of them are very open, like fairly overt, like fascists like Charlie Kirk are going this direction. Charlie Kirk wants a midterm hero to bail out David DePape.
I mean, I'm looking at Politico.com. I'm looking at the New York Times. I'm looking at all these places, and there's a little bit of mention here. For example, Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. Of course you should reject any link. Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame for gay schizophrenic nudists that are hemp jewelry makers breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home? Why are we to blame for that exactly? And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like 30 or 40,000 bucks. Bail him out.
I thought Charlie Kirk was a neocon. No, Charlie Kirk is a fairly open fascist.
And then go ask him some questions. I wonder what his bail is. They're going after him with attempted murder, political assassination, all this sort of stuff. I'm not qualifying it.
Yeah, why is he framing this guy like he's a gay leftist? Then he's like, we should bail him out. That's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Simultaneously, we're not to blame. This has nothing to do with us. But also, a midterm hero should bail him out. It's kind of wacky.
I think it's awful. It's not right. But why is it that in Chicago, you're able to commit murder and be out the next day? Why is it that you're able to trespass, second-degree murder, arson, threat of public official, cashless bail? This happens all over San Francisco. But if you go after the Pelosi's...
See, they don't claim him, but they're very interested in framing his jailing as unjust, even though he, you know, tried to assassinate a political official. It's very interesting. It's almost like he's knowingly lying. It's almost like he's fully aware of the fact that he's like, yeah, we disavow, but also this guy's a hero, basically. So basically, there are a couple of lines going on here. First of all, there are people like Tim Pool who are saying that the David DePape is a leftist. No, he's not. He was like in the Green Party like a decade ago, and he's done some weird like hemp hippie shit. But his website pretty clearly indicated he's a full-on QAnon, like full-on like Nazi guy now, posting shit about Jewish control. Like, there's no, yeah, it's fully, completely. Is he schizophrenic? Almost certainly. Definitely mentally ill. However, conservatism being a kind of mental illness, you know, that seems like a strong parallel to me. The main conservative, like, conspiracy theory right now is the idea that actually David DePape was Paul Pelosi's gay lover. And actually, this was a lover's quarrel between the two when the police showed up. Now, the goal, there are two goals to this. The first of which, obviously, is to disavow and to disassociate as much as possible, right? Like, oh, this wasn't us, you know? It's just a coincidence that this guy entirely believes stuff that we promote and then went and tried to kill a leftist leader, you know? Nothing to do with us. It was a lover's quarrel. And the second is to engage in a kind of homophobic reducto ad absurdum where they mock the severity of the entire situation by just flagrantly lying about it with such a ridiculous premise. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, no, it's just gay lovers. And they say this knowing it's not true. They're fully aware of the fact the vast majority of conservative officials who are pushing this are lying about stuff that's included in the police report. You know, it's like the police, the actual like police here. There's absolutely no evidence that Mr. Pelosi knew this man, San Francisco Police Chief William Scott told CNN. As a matter of fact, the evidence indicates the exact opposite. We have a population that is unable to discern what's true and what's not. People are willing to accept conspiracy. Like the police, everybody involved has just been like there's no evidence of this at all. But conservatives are insisting anyway that this is some kind of like gay spat that's being turned into an attack on the right. And the reason they're doing this, again, is... Hold on. My conspiracy-brained friend claims that in the 911 call, he called the guy his friend or something. Yes, and they addressed that right here. I believe it was in this... Here we go. Many of the theorists have latched onto a recording of the 911 dispatcher saying that Pelosi referred to DePape as a friend and sounded somewhat confused. Now, I want you to think for a second. If you're an 82-year-old man and a lunatic guy has broken into your house, what language do you think you're going to use if you call 911? Hey, I'm staring down a crazy schizo who's physically capable of killing me like any time that he wants. Do you think you might perhaps use coded language? But Mr. Pelosi seemed to be speaking in coded language on the 911 call to make it clear he needed help, a law enforcement source previously told CNN. And the complaint notes that Pelosi told officers he had never seen DePape before. The complaint also included an interview police did with DePape in which he admitted breaking into the house and said he surprised Pelosi. So the guy himself, literally, so everyone involved in this has a single story. The man himself has literally been like, yeah, I broke into the house. According to the complaint, DePape said they wanted to hold Nancy Pelosi hostage because he viewed her as the leader of the pack of lies told by the Democratic Party and claimed he was fighting against tyranny without the option to surrender. Scott, the San Francisco chief of police, called the conspiracy surrounding the attack pathetic and disturbing. We've spent a lot of energy just pushing back really harmful, ridiculous conspiracy theories to make sure people stay focused on our team. These things are harmful to society. They're harmful to the victims involved. It's really sad that we are here in this place, but we are. Again, conservatives are simultaneously saying this has nothing to do with them and that this is just some gay schizo thing or whatever, and then also screeching about how it's unfair that this guy's arrested. Well, in all these Democrat cities, you can murder someone in the street and you'll be out the next day. Why is he arrested? So why are they so concerned with the unfairness of his arrest? Is that something that Republicans typically do? Do they just take a look at the arrests of random mentally ill people and go, why is this person in jail? Shouldn't it be the opposite? Shouldn't Republicans be like, oh, thank God the Democrats actually managed to keep somebody in jail this time rather than keeping the revolving door spinning? But suddenly they're very concerned with the unfairness, the double standard involved. They just want to kill them. That is it. It's not any more complicated than that. The Republican Party is fully on board with the fact that their winning strategy right now involves motivating stochastic violence to get Democrat leaders killed. They've done this in Nazi Germany before. They've done this in plenty of other countries that have been subject to far-right takeovers. The true believers, the most dedicated loyalists of the new regime, engage in stochastic violence beforehand as a cursive wave before the real state violence comes out. This is not novel. This has happened plenty of times before. This is just that happening again. And the Republicans are just struggling to find some incoherent jumble of messages that work to serve their aims in that respect. It's that simple. Here's Will Menaker, because I assume this is your biggest annoyance. No, my biggest annoyance is the fascist takeover of the United States. However, yes, Will from Chapo was doing the, guys, I'm not a liberal. Do you all see how much of a not liberal I am? If you don't think it's funny, the movie Black Adam drew a middle-aged man who writes an internet baby talk around the bend enough to brain Nancy Pelosi's crooked husband with a hammer. I can't relate to you. We need to be talking more about the assassination attempt. Agreed, we should be talking about how funny it is. He's not a liberal, guys. Everyone keep that in mind. No matter what criticisms you might have of Will Menaker, he's not a liberal, okay? Everyone laugh at fascists organizing stochastic terrorism to get liberal leaders killed. This has never led anywhere bad before, okay? Will is not a liberal. Look at how willing he is. He's so against civility politics. He's so daring, you know? Here's Will Menaker. He's one of the Chapo boys. He's one of the guys who gave up on politics after Bernie lost the primaries, burnt out, and have been nothing but a waste on online culture since. He's got the South Park brain of, like, caring is uncool, you know? Charlie Kirk attacking Lula in the majority vote. Yeah, I saw this. Charlie Kirk was seething that Brazil, Bolsonaro got California'd. He won every region of the country except the Northeast, the area notorious for its corruption, crime, and ruled by drug traffickers. But with simple majority rules, one populous region is all the left needed. Charlie Kirk seething here at the concept of a democracy where human beings decide who rules. He has to take this position because the only chance Republicans ever have of winning is by maintaining the Electoral College. Charlie Kirk is pretty openly anti-democracy, so this isn't exactly a surprise coming from him. Brazil is a perfect example of what left-wing Democrats want to institute in America. They have a popular vote and mandatory voting starting at age 16. Damn, it's crazy how threatened he is by, like, citizens participating in democracy and everyone's vote counting equally, you know? Like, listen to this fucking lie. He's like, this is what the left wants. They want everyone's vote to count the same and for people to participate, you know? Why would you be against that? I wonder why Charlie Kirk would be against democracy as a concept. Really juggles my noggin. Curious. Thank God we're done with the politics. Elon was endorsing the gay conspiracy. Yes, Elon Musk was fully endorsing the gay conspiracy. Yeah. Replied to a Hillary Clinton tweet where he said, there might be more to the story than you think, with a link to like a blog accusing the would-be assassin of being a gay lover of Paul Pelosi. Yes, Elon Musk is also a fascist. When did Elon Musk leave South Africa? He moved to Canada at 17. Was there ever any doubt that a white guy who grew up in apartheid South Africa and was enriched by... These are the apartheid emeralds, Sonic. Ah, you mean the apartheid emeralds, you know? Like white, ultra-wealthy person in South Africa. Can you imagine a greater predictor of one's politics? Warren Buffett invested in a Chinese electric vehicle company and now sells more in Tesla. Yeah, because Tesla doesn't sell shit. Tesla recalls like a third of the vehicles they put out. Yeah.